In order to give feedback to my students, I decided to use the app Explain Everything, which I will be using on my tablet. It was really easy to use, and I like it because you can make the document bigger so the student can see that much better. The sample that you see right now is a written response to one of the essay prompts that come in the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam. I thought it was important that I used a sample in Spanish because I am a Spanish teacher. This kind of work would be given to a student who's a heritage speaker, so a class that is taught completely in Spanish. Even though I teach Spanish 1 and 2, I think this is very similar to something that my students would do if I was to teach a heritage speaker class. And now I will go ahead and provide the feedback to the student. And even though I will be saying some things in Spanish, the feedback will be given to the student in English so you guys can understand. Normally, if this was a heritage speaker class, I would be speaking to them in Spanish. So here is the feedback, and we're gonna start with the first paragraph. The student is answering a letter or responding to an email. Señora Ibáñez, para empezar, le quiero dar las gracias por... Okay, so I'm going to use my pencil feature. Me should be attached to the verb haber. Por haberme dado la oportunidad de hacer este trabajo de voluntario. Le agradezco mucho. You did a really good job at using your formal tone. That's a really good thing. Le prometo que haré. Excellent job at using accent marks to show the future tense. Le prometo que haré el trabajo con una pasión y tenacidad que usted nunca ha visto antes. I would get rid of, and here I'm going to change colors. I would get rid of the indefinite article una and just say, le prometo que haré el trabajo con pasión y tenacidad que usted nunca ha visto antes. One thing that I am having trouble with this app is remembering to go from the hand sign to the pencil, and instead of expanding, I tend to write instead of making the document bigger, but something that I will have to get used to. In the second paragraph, al principio me gustaría trabajar en la sección de deporte. No sé. Remember that the verb saber has an accent mark in the present tense. No sé si exista en el museo, pero pienso que sí, o si hay un departamento así, with accent mark, porque es el Museo de Cultura Popular. Me encantaría trabajar allí para que pueda aprender más de los deportes en la historia de México. I would change in to de la historia de México. You so far have done a fantastic job at answering the prompt. It looks very clean, very minor mistakes. And moving on to the last paragraph. Sería mejor para mí estar con una familia que tenga 1 o 2 hijos para que me sienta más como si estuviera en mi casa. I would get rid of más. And again, I need to change to the pencil feature. Okay, so far so good. Prefiero una familia que sea simpática y una familia que pueda confiar en. It seems like your sentence is incomplete here, so what you can do is rewrite the sentence. Prefiero una familia que sea simpática y una familia en la que pueda confiar, and then get rid of en. Muy bien. Good job. Antes de que termine este mensaje, le quiero preguntar algo. ¿Me podría mandar más información acerca de cuáles días trabajaré? Good job with accent marks. You have done a fantastic job at responding to the email that Señora Ibáñez wrote. Next time, I would just pay attention to minor grammar and mechanics and some simple accent marks. But other than that, you have done a fantastic job. This is a very well-written essay in Spanish. Now, One thing that I want you guys to know, it seems like there's more to the essay, but I was only able to find this page on the internet. But this essay was written very well, and it seems like everything was answered.